Hello, everyone. Ivy Rose Vixen here. Thank you all for coming to my interview with Mr. Fish, aka Scott, the Steampunk Mime. Hi, darling. As you all know, Mr. Fish is renowned for his steampunk mining. Who he chooses to mine, we never know. So let's see if this little vixen can get some, well, anything out of a mime. Shall we? Oh dear. He's feisty this one. All right, let's go. Let's start with something simple. What's your favorite music band? Oh dear. Life of trying to interview a mime. Hold on, dear. I think you forgot something. Hey! There we go.
Maybe this would help a little bit better. I don't have any pins, so it'll be like
Hey, that'll work.
something's there.
That'll work. What's your favorite?
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. Ooh,
Aerosmith and Queen. When I was growing up, they got me into classic rock, and then classic rock just kind of went into everything essentially. And it's that's a whole nother conversation for another day.
got it. All right. Well, along that question, do you have a favorite song by Aerosmith?
Walk This Way or Sweet Emotion, Dream On, Kings and Queens. Those are like my top favorites by them.
Good ones. Personally, I definitely enjoy Walk This Way, but then again, when you've got a strut, do it.
Yeah, you can walk better than I can. I can't do that yet.
We'll teach you, darling.
Yay!
Now, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Fish has a out of character card. It's how we actually get him to talk without breaking the rules of miming.
Yes, it's a cheeky little thing.
Oh, how fitting. All right. So, Mr. Fish, what type of fish are you?
No, for a while I thought it was a sunfish, maybe even a pufferfish, but then it hit me. A clownfish, except for the orange, I'd pick red.
Oh dear. So we're substituting the orange for red. A red, white, and black clownfish. I can see that actually. All right. On the same line of question, how does one catch Mr. Fish? Is it a Pokeball, a net, a fishing rod?
You know, I I don't know. I like Pokemon. I like Pokemon, so maybe something like that avenue, like just throw a Pokeball at me. It might not work the first time. You may need a Great Ball or an Ultra Ball or maybe a Luxury Ball. That might work too.
Oh, what? Not a netball?
Clever. that will probably work better.
You heard it here, folks. Get a netball and we've got Mr. Fish. All right. So, what inspired Mr. Fish and why a mime?
Well, this is going to be a long-winded question. The roots of it are going to be Steam Power Giraffe and someone else that I saw at another Steampunk Con. Steam Power Giraffe, their fandom are called fanbots, because they dress up as their own like robotic characters, and instead of doing the whole like cover the face and get gloves type thing, I was like, that seems too much work. I'll be a mime, and that also 1 year. At another steampunk event, I saw someone else, running around as a mime and just joking with people, messing with them like within the play boundaries of mime, and just having fun. And I just like that. She looks like she's having a lot of fun. I want to do that. Something to that effect. But that is the short, condensed version of the origin of the mime.
All right. Well, how did you get your look?
Again, going back to Steam Power Giraffe, the main clothing apparel is black, red with certain accent colors, but again, within that color palette. And so I might don't talk, we stutter.
Let's say, hook up your tongue.
Yeah, that actually. So, he was gonna be a fan bot, and there's another shirt that he started to wear. It was black on one side, red on the other side, and red on the back. That's how his original shirt, and then it's kind of evolved into this.
Very so. All right. Well, here's my own personal question. How did Mr. Fish end up at C.O.G.S?
Ha! Well, there was when C.O.G.S came to be, I saw that it was happening, and I performed. Not necessarily performed. I went to another event where I met as Mr. Fish, but just as a normal attendee. And I was able to go because my sister's friend was working there. He got us tickets, and I heard from him and my sister, because they were walking around together, that all the staff were like, "Dude, this mime is hysterical. He is funny." And some of the other people I heard comments about that too. And then when C.O.G.S happened, I was like, I want to do that. I want to perform for C.O.G.S. I want to not necessarily work, but like work with, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And it went swimmingly. Oh. There's gonna be a lot of fishy puns, people. Buckle up.
One thing I can tell you personally about Mr. Fish and Scott himself, dad jokes galore.
My friend got me a joke book on dad jokes.
Oh dear. So, why steampunk?
There's a certain appeal. There's a certain appeal to it. That is just enticing and enthralling, and it just you see someone dressed and it's like, that's cool. And you have some people that dress like that frequently, or like as every chance they get, or you have someone who only dress like that a few times around the year. There's music for it, there's literature, it's steampunk to me is a subculture, and it's absolutely enthralling, and the community that is involved with it, much like C.O.G.S, is very welcoming. And it's like, come on, we'll show you. We'll show you how to do it. We'll help you. We'll send you to like all these people, and they can help you.
Interesting. One of my dear friends asked, "Do you only watch silent movies?"
No. I did start to watch The Artist, but I got distracted with other things, and it's still on my to watch list. But my main movie trilogy, Lord of the Rings, the extended edition.
All right. Do you come with subcaptions?
No.
Duh. How much does it cost to rent a mime?
I'll get back to you on that one.
Ooh. Stay tuned, folks.
Teehee.
Ooh. What languages do you speak? And does Mr. Fish have a specific language? Can he talk to other fish? I mean, does he know starfish, swordfish, shark?
It's blobology is the language of fish. Blobology. Yes. But when he's not speaking blobology, Mr. Fish.
Blobology.
Yes.
I'm keeping that.
It's a secret language that it's hard to teach to a lot of people. You know, you have to have a certain tongue for it. Usually one without a hook in it.
Oh, so it's not just tongue in cheek; it's hook in cheek too.
I suppose that works.
Uh-huh. All right, so that's languages. Blobology. Do you speak any other?
I have dabbled in several. I have dabbled in. I took Spanish in school. I wanted to take Japanese, but that didn't work out. I dabbled in learning French for a while. I attempted to learn Irish, but that's the
Gaelic.
whole Gaelic. Yes, excuse me.
Just to let you know, folks, there's two versions of Gaelic. There's Irish Gaelic and Scottish Gaelic. Didn't know that until I started learning it myself.
The more you know. Irish Gaelic is the one I tried to learn, but it was a lot harder than I thought, and Duolingo didn't work out for me.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to wrap the tongue around. All right.
Yes.
I do remember us having a bit of a conversation in Elvish. And yes, there was
I have a whole textbook on learning Sindarin, one of the two Elven languages from Tolkien's whole fandom. The book it's called A Gateway to Sindarin by David Sallow. This video is not sponsored, but I'm just letting you know if you were interested in it. It's absolutely fantastic. It shows you the whole history of Elven languages, and then it goes into it more. But I'm restraining to not go into it fully more. I want to.
I know, I'm tempted myself. All right, well, with this whole quarantine going on and everything like that, how do you keep yourself busy?
Well, when I'm not at work, I am playing my Switch. I'm playing Pokemon. I'm listening to music, working on music shows for friends. Writing in my own stories.
He's on Zoom an awful lot.
I just got the D&D Player's Handbook, so I'm looking that over.
Ooh, yes.
What campaign? I've played. There goes the starting again.
There
Same
goes that
hook. I thought I got it out. I know. Gosh.
I keep telling you, stay away from the worm. Oh, there goes the card.
I've played a couple one-shot campaigns with friends, and one was a Tabaxi Rogue, one was Human Bard, and all the other fun stuff.
All right. That's how you keep yourself busy. How do you practice?
That's just on the spur of the moment, to be quite honest. When I'm at work and I work at a supermarket, and when I'm not at the glorious C.O.G.S, I'm at a supermarket, and what I'll be doing is I'll be, just kind of like I'll be waiting for a customer, and I'll just be waiting like this, it's like kind of like tapping, like air tapping, like, yes, I'm ready. Are you good to go? All right, come on, so just like the spur of the moment training. Like I'm in public, just kind of doing this, and then people looking like, "What are you doing?" God, don't worry about it. I'm practicing. I'm miming. And then I go into it with them, and I tell them about the glory of C.O.G.S. I really love C.O.G.S. I can't speak highly enough of it.
Well, thank you. What else does Mr. Fish do? I mean, aside from miming. I mean, I know I have my own personal little experience with your other talents. Don't. He just so happened to
Board
be
gaming.
one of the two gentlemen who saved my wedding. Thank you.
Yes.
So, what else? Explain on that. Like, tell other people what else Mr. Fish does.
Story time. When I was in college, I got involved with a radio program. And the program that we used was really simple. And it's called Audacity, really user friendly. And I used that to DJ some of my friends' parties, some graduation parties. And then when I heard about Miss Ivy's flight, I'm like, help! Except a little bit more dramatic, or maybe not as princess-like.
Oh no! It was tears, panic. It was the whole works. It was a mess.
I had informed her, I can DJ. You just need to get me right home, because at the time my equipment was like an hour and a half away at home, and it was a stressful car ride back home. Back to the C.O.G.S, but we won't go into it. It was
much appreciated.
Yes, and it was fantastic, and she has repaid that kindness tenfold to me. So.
All right. So, DJ. Here you have it, folks. The one mime who can make beautiful music.
Normally, I need at least a couple weeks, not 30 minutes. Well, it was a couple hours, but still.
I was about to say, it was 2 hours, technically. All right. Did you go to mime school? Did you have a mentor? Did anybody help you? Or was this all
Yes,
by
actually.
the seat of your tail fin?
I see the theme you're going with tonight. I have pulled from many different resources. At the years prior, before I was actually going to become a mime, and the band Steampunk Draft was at the other event. I had actually gotten to talk to some of them, and they talked about how it just kind of like locking up your muscles and just like isolating certain things. So as you're turning, I have a swivel chair, so it helps. So as like you're turning certain things, certain body movements, it helps. I've watched their videos on YouTube, and I've searched on videos for YouTube. There's a book about it, on miming and physical comedy, and just dance moves, essentially, like Michael Jackson's moonwalk. That how he moves his feet is something I want to work on and I want to master. So let's see if that happens.
So, locking in isolation, as some people in belly dance used to call it.
I suppose, yeah.
All right. Well, I am Ivy. I have to ask the question. What's your favorite poison?
Why, none other than you, my dear.
Oh, you're flattering. I meant drink.
Oh, well, you didn't specify. You were, I like my tea. I like iced tea. Arizona green tea with that ginseng.
Right, well, that was going to be my next question. How do you take your tea?
Well, if it's not cold, it's hot, and that one varies. If you're looking for a good tea, look up Jeremiah Cornspan. He is the tea czar. My man, that guy, he is a wizard with his teas. Let me tell you all about his teas, man. He's great. He knows the way to blend them. He knows the right people. It's great. He's a good guy. You should go check him out. It's great.
Love the voice, by the way. And yes,
And no
by the
problem.
way, anyone who's watching this, please check out Jeremiah. The man is a teaser. I, I swear by him.
He is great. I am saving some of the teas that he has conjured and created.
I'm actually drinking one of them now. It's the wild berry tea that he got me. It's absolutely delicious. All right. What's your favorite mime story?
This one time at C.O.G.S, it was my first. It was the
This one time at band camp.
no. So I have a lot of favorite. I have a lot of stories with Mr. Fish. My favorite, for those who haven't told this to 1,000 times, is when I first met Ivy. This I'm going to tell it from my perspective.
You go right on ahead. My lips are sealed.
So when I'm miming somebody, I usually pick people out of the crowd, see who I can joke with, who I can mess with, respectfully. And what I'll do is I'll mime them. I'll mime if they're walking, I'll mime they're walking. If they're a photographer and they're here, I'm off to the side behind them, going like, stuff like that. Ivy, I see just kind of walking, just kind of looking around, doing her thing, and I go up to her and I stick my arm out like, hey, like, let's go for a walk. And she looks at me like, all right, lock arms. And I'm just walking with her wherever she's going. No, blah, blah, blah. Wherever she's going, I'm walking with her. And then I find out she's on security. And then I find out she's head of security. Yeah, that was oh man.
The look on his face was priceless. He's like, ew.
Yeah, and at that point, I don't think I had the out of character card.
You were looking for it.
Because I have pouches that I'll have like cards in that I can like pull something out real quick.
You continue. I'll be back. Continue with the answer.
Yeah, it was quite the thing. So I had no idea she was on security or head of security, and she tells me that I'm head of security, and I just like, oh, I'm in trouble. Meanwhile, while I'm walking with her, not knowing she's in security yet, people are calling into her earpiece, which I didn't see. Can't blame the guy. I didn't see. People are asking her like, "Is the mime okay? Is the mime bribing you? Do we need to take him out? How do you want to take him out?" Type of thing. Like, do you need to be rescued?
That they're not actually saying, "How can we take him out?" They just ask me, "Am I okay with this person? Do I feel uncomfortable?" Which I don't know how anybody can feel uncomfortable with this darling. He's absolutely dear.
That's my perspective of it. Do you want to tell how your perspective of it was, Ivy?
Yes, actually. Funny thing about this.
Yeah. So how did you meet Mr. Fish?
You're supposed to mime, not actually talk. Anyway, to help along with this answer, I am actually talking to someone who had a question on the safety end. Nothing big emergency, just a few questions. And here comes this kind of adorable little gent. And he just offers, I'm like, all right. What the heck, why not? No bombs, we go walking. And people ask me questions, that's not the other thing. He's looking like, wow, you know a lot of people, but he's not saying anything. Took me a good solid minute to realize he was a mime to begin with. I was in the middle of helping run security. My brain wasn't exactly on figuring out who everyone was portraying. Just figuring out whether or not they were safe. So, and as we're going, all of a sudden, I must have turned, and he sees the earpiece, and then he sees my little tag that says my name and my title across it, and he goes, his eyes got big, and it looked like he was trying to shrink. And I'm like, all right, you're fine, it's okay, pat pat, there. And what a lot of people don't understand is I actually do have a bit of anxiety. Well, he very quickly that weekend became what I lovingly dubbed him, my emotional support mime. And quite frankly, he's been stuck to my hip ever since.
Yeah, she can't get rid of me. She keeps throwing me back into the ocean, but I keep swimming back.
I flushed him. I put him down the toilet. I've done everything. At this point, I threw him in the aquarium and let him swim around. It's fine.
Yeah, I got to see Uncle Jim. It's good to see him.
All right. Well, do you have any other favorite stories aside from Lemoine?
Yes. Well, I do actually, and this was at this. I have a lot of stories from this past one that happened.
Yeah, funny.
Besides coming to the rescue and saving your wedding, there was one moment where it was like the one vendor hall, and it led outside or led down this way into it had an open space, and it led into the big vendor hall everyone was. In the center of this open space, there was a booth, and there was a gentleman who was handing out taffy, and he offered me a piece, and I said, so I was walking by, and he was like, "Do you want a piece?" And I was like, "Hold on." So I took like 10 paces back, and he misses the first one. So I pick it up, and I kind of quickly wiped it off and went back to give it to him. And meanwhile, some of the other vendors are starting to watch. The other people are like watching on, because it's a big space, and a bright guy in red, bright red, dark room. I grab the attention, and it's like it bounces off my tooth. I quickly readjust to catch it, and I caught it, and it was like he was like, "Yes!" And then I'm like I dropped to my knees trying not to laugh and break character. Like I go up to him and I clasp his hands. I just like
Okay, now you just reminded me of something, considering you did that. Your name's Mr. Fish, and the old game is toss a coin to an open mouth of a
Witcher
fish statue.
I thought you were gonna say Witcher.
There was these growing up, my grandparents had this old fish mouth game where it was a metal mouth, and your goal was to toss your coin in the mouth. The mime, ladies and gentlemen. You got your out of character card. Oh, hi. And so him trying to toss the taffy into your mouth is like us trying to toss the coin into that fish's mouth. You just keep coming up with these fish villains. All right. How did we at C.O.G.S get you to agree to an interview?
They said if I didn't agree to it, they would grill me for a nice fish fillet. No, that wasn't it. No, I volunteered. I volunteered to break character willingly for C.O.G.S, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh, so you volunteered as tribute. Got it.
How
do you feel about sushi?
I mean, it's not my favorite thing to eat. I wish people wouldn't eat my family, but I can only say no for so long before people ignore me anyways.
I mean, there are veggie sushi rolls.
This is true.
All right, here's another little thing I've been thinking of. If a mime falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it still make a noise?
Well, yes, technically, because it is a question relating to physics. Um,
Should we
it's a
get
physics question.
Professor Phil in here?
Yes, Dr. Phil. Dr.
He is not doctorate. He's an alchemist, not a doctor.
The guy we're referencing is the gentleman who was doing the tastings last C.O.G.S late at night.
Yes, indeed. Phil Laporta, gotta love him. And the darling Caroline, gotta love her too. All right. Last question. What do you most look forward to at the upcoming C.O.G.S event? What are you looking forward to?
Honestly, just everything. I cannot speak highly enough of C.O.G.S. And it's not because I work for them. And it's because as a person outside of the working environment, I thoroughly enjoy the environment. In past steampunk events, the air, while it was freeing, was never quite as welcoming as C.O.G.S is. You know, excuse me. C.O.G.S is a very welcoming family. You know, it's it's something that I truly love, and whenever I get the opportunity to, I talk someone's ear off about it, and I tell them stories about my interactions, about other things, other vendors, other artists. You know, Victor and the Bully, for instance, they're good guys, and I told them um, my point is just like for C.O.G.S, what I'm looking towards is I'm looking towards seeing my friends, you know, my steampunk family that I only get to see about usually once a year for most of them. And when I see people, it's like, you, hey, type of thing. And hopefully being able to hug people once quarantine is over. Damn you, COVID! Yes, COVID.
Sister needs to leave the building.
Yeah, the door's right over there. Um, I'm looking towards seeing laughter on people's faces, seeing the community come together again, and a calm, welcoming center. You know, while C.O.G.S does have its bit chaotic moments, it's part of the vibe, and those moments are only small and temporary. Then everything goes back to being fun and safe and, you know, on schedule again. The committee members, you know, are approachable. If you have a question or concern or anything, you can go to them, and it's like, right, we'll get right on that. And they do. They hop to it. You know, they've been accommodating to me, and when I need to help them, and just with everything. You know, it's my own personal experience, and you know, everyone else is different. But I think for the most part, everyone else enjoys C.O.G.S. I think, you know, from the first year to last year, you know, in comparison, both of them have seemed to have run smoother than the other steampunk events that I've been to. While C.O.G.S is new on the scene, it feels like it's been there forever. It's an old family, and it's welcoming, and it's like, oh, come here, sweetie, let's come have some tea with us and some candy, type of vibe, or absinthe or alcoholic beverage of your choice, as long as you're age of. There's more. I just can't find enough good words to speak about C.O.G.S.
Well, then, I'm going to take back your out of character card, if you don't mind handing that back over. And I'm keeping this. Sorry. Now, before I let you go, let's see some action. Well, lights, camera, action, darling. Okay, now you're just being cheeky. This is what I get. I didn't mean mime me. Ha! You messed up. Got ya. I'll hand that back.